Today we are having impulsive, active sunspot regions that are exploding. We are having filament eruptions. We also have an Aquarius moon. And don't forget, tomorrow, June 25th, from 1 to 3 p.m., that is Eastern Standard Time, Akura and I will be live here on TikTok. We will be talking about star seeds and cosmic energies, something you do not want to miss. So remember, tomorrow between 1 and 3 p.m., check out my TikTok page or Akura's to go ahead and watch us speak on these topics live. So that's going to be a fun live tomorrow for a 666 portal. Today, our moon is in Aquarius energy, which means you're going to see things through a new perspective. Something fresh eyes to new solutions specifically. So where there weren't any solutions a few days ago, there's going to be stuff popping up today. We are going to continue opening our mind's eye today, and this is going to be able to see all of the possible options that are available to us for this new chapter that we are acquiring. We're embracing the new timelines that we are ready for. This is the new chapters, and after all of those love life lessons, this is what it is bringing us to. We have learned a lot and we are just ready to jump into it. But even though we think we're ready, there is a bit of frustration because it's not going as quickly as we would like it to go. We want everything now, but that's not a possibility. Everything is not going to happen instantaneously. We don't want to go on the bumpy ride. We don't want to go on the path. We want to get to the end. We want to skip everything, but that's not how it's going to work. Because in order to go to those higher timelines, we have to incline, and it's going to be a bumpy road to get there because there's more life lessons for you to learn. And today, clarity is going to be gained on what we want to do and what we want to pursue. Yes, we are frustrated with how long it's going to take us to get there, but that's okay because there are going to be opportunities that are rising. They're going to be popping up out of nowhere, yet again, knocking on your door, all the solutions to your dreams, so many opportunities. Make sure that you are aware, awake, and present and conscious to what is being thrown your way because you just might miss that opportunity. Make sure you're using that mind's eye to gain that clarity on what the new pursuit may be. Just be patient of how long it's going to take you to get there. Now, these are all the solar flares that we have had yesterday and today. We have had several M-class flares come from active region 3712. We also had an impulsive M9.3 flare, almost a classification of a strong X-class flare, come from new region 3723. Now, 3712 is heading off of the western limb of our sun, so any of those M-class flares that we did have zero Earth-directed components with it. However, we have a multitude of other active sunspot regions that could play a potential risk of having something larger, such as 3723. Now, this is a more in-depth look at what the sun really looks like. As you can see, that region over here is a lot larger than what it appears to be on that solar filter that I showed you. But let's take a closer look at 3723. Now, this is old region 3664. Stay with me. A couple weeks back, this gave us massive geomagnetic storms beyond anything that we could have comprehended. It also was rearranged and numbered as 3697. Same time as it came around, the same number of X-class flares, several massive geomagnetic storms. If you recall, all of those northern lights came from this region, and now it's turning back on. So this is what it looks like now. It has already gave us that M9.3 flare, almost an X-class flare, so it is not dying down anytime soon, but there was no CME that was associated with that solar flare event. So with active old region 3664, 3697, technically now it's 3723, we can expect to see a little bit more activity from this region, and in the next coming of days we'll see how large this is because we still have a little bit before it completely turns onto the sun, showing us what we're working with. But it looks to be pretty active, and if we're already getting an almost X-class flare and it's not even Earth facing yet, we have a lot of time for this to definitely gain more complexity. And here's that far side watch, so you can see right here, that is our region 3723 that is being numbered. We still have the whole bulk of it to come on within the next coming of days. And with the multitude of all those other M-class flares from that region 3712 that headed off the western limb of the sun, remember I showed you, this is the radio blackout that is still in progress from all of those. And you can see that is mainly, of course, over the Americas. So there may be some radio communications, some GPS issues, navigation system issues, internet connection issues. You tell me, what are you experiencing with this radio blackout? This is only a minor to moderate R1 to R2 radio blackout that is still in progress, and it is going to continue pulsing throughout the day, although it is not very large and the absorption is pretty low. We also had 2 filament eruptions. One was in the southwestern quadrant, the other was in the northwestern quadrant. Neither event produced any Earth-directed components, although we are going to take a look out of all of the filaments that we do have. We have several of these squiggly white lines. These are filaments, which is a lot of plasma, and that could be lifted off. A lot of plasma, mind you. We also have some coronal holes that are forming right here on the top and the bottom of the western limb over here on the sun. So we have a lot of activity, and a lot of the next coming of days is going to be interesting as they transition and become Earth directed to see what these may develop into. M-class flare activity is going to be likely today and tomorrow and into the 26th, and we do have a slight chance here of having some isolated X-class flares. We're at a 15%. This could produce an R3 strong radio blackout, but mainly due to those regions on the western limb that are heading off, which really won't have any Earth-directed components. But we do have a slight chance of also slipping into a proton flux solar minor radiation storm due to the amount of protons in those regions over here. Yet again, don't really see a probability of having any Earth-directed components if a CME is associated with it. So we're just going to say low and slow for right now, because most of our active regions are either stable, they're declining, or some of them are growing just a tiny bit. But we're going to really mainly look out for region 3723 in beta range now, still stable, but within the next coming of days, we will see what it really looks like. And our solar winds have returned back into those background levels. Our nominal wind conditions are expected to prevail the 24th, the 25th, and into the 26th, hitting those KP2 to 3 very minor solar wind levels. So we won't be expected to see any aurora borealis unless you are in a high latitude position, but it is going to go back down to background levels so we can breathe before whatever 3723 is going to dish out. Because there is a high potential of this producing a larger X-class flare, if it is just giving us a barely X-class flare as it heads onto the limb of the sun. So this is going to be bigger news, especially yet again in the next 2 to 3 days, to see if this gains more complexity or what it's going to throw us. So exciting energies that are happening today, gaining new insight, gaining new clarity on what you want to do and what you want to pursue. Yet again, be cautious with your emotions as it comes to your realization of how long it may take you to really get there. And that's okay, not a big deal. So just bask in the quietness of what we have today. Yet again, tomorrow we have the 666 portal. That will be fun. Cool energy there, big portal opening just for you and me. And don't forget, tomorrow we are going live with Akura from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here for our 666 portal. We are going to be talking about starseeds and cosmic energies. Make sure that you join us tomorrow for our live. Should be fun, interesting, and informative. So tomorrow is going to be exciting for our 666 portal. Make sure that you join our live. We'll see you tomorrow. Love ya.